Okay, this lesson is on diagonals in two-dimensional figures. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. On the inside, we have find the diagonal. And in example 1, we're given a rectangle. Okay, so in order to find the diagonal, we have to make two right triangles. We know that every corner of this rectangle is a right angle, so I'm just going to cut from corner to corner. Okay, and that's my right triangle. Now, I'm given two legs. This diagonal, every time you see the word diagonal, you know that you're looking for the hypotenuse, or the C, okay? So remember, Pythagorean theorem is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. And now today I'm provided, in example 1, I'm provided a and b. I'm looking for c, the hypotenuse. So let's substitute those numbers in. 8 squared, excuse me, plus 15 squared will equal c squared. 8 squared is 64, plus 15 squared is 225, will equal c squared. Add those two numbers together to get 289, will equal c squared, and the square root of 289 we know is 17. Okay, that is the diagonal of the rectangle. All right, example 2. Now we have a 10 by 10, so it's not a rectangle, but this is a square. Squares also have 4 right angles. To find the diagonal, go ahead and cut your square into 2 right triangles. Okay, again, that diagonal is going to be the C, the hypotenuse. So I'm given my legs, A and B, they happen to be the same. So 10 squared plus 10 squared should equal C squared. 100 plus 100. So 200 equals c squared. Don't forget to square root it. The square root of 200 is approximately 14.1. Okay, so this is 14. Okay. We have to find the perimeter for example 3. Again, we are given the 2 straight edges, those bases, but I have to make 2 right triangles in order to find the slanted sides, or again, the diagonals. Okay? So, if I take this and cut this left triangle to be a right triangle, and I do the same with this right one, I know that this length here is 10 inches, so that I know that this length here is 10 inches. So then I need to now figure out what these measurements are. Well, 24 minus 10 is 14. So that means, and I have 2 sides of it, so 14 divided by 2 is 7. So this is 7 inches for this little triangle, and that's 7 inches as the base of that triangle. Okay? I'm also given this height, so here's my right triangle, here's my A and my B to find the diagonal. So 7 squared plus 5 squared equals c squared. So 49 plus 25, which is 74. Square root is about 8.6. Okay. If this is the height of my figure, I know this was also the height of my figure, which was 5. And so this 5 by 7 triangle is going to have the same hypotenuse as the other side, which is 8.6. We already found that. Now don't forget to find the perimeter. I'm going all along the outside edge. Okay? So my numbers that are on the blue, I have 10 plus the 8.6 for one slanted side, plus 24, plus 8.6, which is 51.2 inches is the perimeter of that figure. And example 4. I have a diamond here, looks like a baseball diamond. What I'm going to do is cut this to actually be 4 right triangles. So I'm straight down the center and then straight across the middle, which is why I'm given those dimensions right there. So here are 4 right angles, which have given me 4 right triangles. So now I'm able to find this hypotenuse. It's right across from the right angle. So here's my A and my B. So 6 squared plus 3 squared equals C squared. 36 plus 9 is 45. And then square root 45 to be 6.7. Okay, so this hypotenuse is 6.7. And I know I have 4 triangles, right triangles, that are exactly the same. So I know that this is going to be 6.7. And this is going to be 6.7. And this is going to be 6.7. Okay, they're all the same. So now again, I'm being asked to find the perimeter. So I'm going to add up all 4 of those sides. Okay, so 6.7 plus 6.7 plus 6.7 plus 6.7. Or I could have just done 6.7 times 4, which is 26.8. And our units here was feet. Okay. That's the perimeter of that diamond. All right, and on to the inside. Okay, we're given example 1. We're being asked now to find the area of the shaded region. All right, so if I'm looking for the area of the shaded region, I need to find the area of the circle, and I'm going to subtract the area of that rectangle to get the shaded region. So I need to find the area of the circle. Well, we know that the area of a circle is pi r squared. Pi r squared. And I'm going to subtract the area of that rectangle. So to find the area of a rectangle, it's length times width, or base times height. Okay? So in order to find the radius, I have to first find that diameter. In order to do that, I'm going to use Pythagorean theorem to find this diagonal. So 10 squared plus 6 squared will equal C squared. 100 plus 36. The square root of 136 is 11.7. And remember, now that's this whole length. The whole length of a circle there is that diameter. But I don't need the diameter for my formula, I need the radius. So I'm going to divide by 2, which is 5.85 is the radius, okay? All right, so now let's fill in. So to find that area, I'm going to do pi times the radius, which is 5.85 squared, minus the length of the rectangle was 10 times the width, which was 6. Okay, so pi times, the first thing I'm going to do is 5.85 squared, and then multiply it by pi, which is 107.5, minus 6 times 10, which is 60, and then subtract the 2. So the area of the shaded region is 47.5, and this is units of centimeters. And when you're finding area, it's always squared. Example 2. I'm finding the area of the entire shaded region. Okay, so to find the area of a triangle, we have it's 1/2. Not for the circle is 1/2 pi r squared. Okay, because that's half of that circle now, and I'm adding it to the area of this triangle, which is 1/2 base times height. And let's figure out what we know. The first thing I'm going to need to figure out, remember, is that radius. So I got to find that hypotenuse and then divide it by 2. So 8 squared plus 5 squared, 64 plus 25 is 89. The square root of 89 is 9.4, which, remember, we found that whole thing is 9.4. That's the diameter. Okay, and I need to divide that by 2 to get the radius. Okay, so we have 9.4 divided by 2, which is 4.7, is the radius. Okay, now let's fill in for this area. So 1/2 times pi times that 4.7 squared plus the 1/2, the base and the height of the triangle is 8 by 5. 8 times 5. So we're going to do 1/2 pi. 4.7 squared is 22.09. Okay, plus this is 8 times 5 is 40 times 1/2, which is 20. Okay. So then you got to follow PEMDAS. So 1/2 of pi, so 3.14 times 1/2 is 1.57, and then multiply by 22.09. Okay. 1.57 times 22.09 to the nearest, let's say 100, is 34.68, and then I also have that plus 20, so add 20 to it, 54.68, and we have millimeters. Okay. And what we'll do, since we're running out of time in the video, is we will do this shaded region. We'll find this area in class on Monday. What I want you to do for your homework is to, you're not going to do all of these. We've only learned 2-dimensional figures. So number 1, number 2, and number 3 are 2D. That will be your left-hand page work for tonight. And then the next lesson will be 4, 5, and 6, because that's 3-dimensional figures. Okay? Make sure in your notebook you tuck in the foldable all the way to the left. Okay? All the way to the left, because we're going to glue in the 3-dimensional figures tomorrow. Okay? So if you have any questions, please email me. The code word for this lesson is watch. Like I'm going to go watch Netflix tonight. So, again, if you have any questions, please email me.